Good evening. Lovely to see. We already got some people here. Hello. The usual suspects. I'm glad to see you. We're going to be diving in with a reading to begin with here. I'm probably going to be doing a lot of that this week. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. We're going to be doing a weekly weather report. I want to get back to doing this just to give the collective, this is for all signs, sort of a heads up on the energies in play for the week ahead and what to be on the lookout for, how to best take advantage of those opportunities that are on offer, and how to best move with the flow of the energy. We were doing this weekly, and then last month, just because everything was so busy last month, I did one for the whole month, but we're getting back to the weekly, okay? So we'll be doing this weekly weather report read for the collective every Tuesday when I get back after my 2 days of me time, okay? And it's very interesting because I already have some interesting messages come in, and I feel like it's going to be this kind of week. So I'm going to start out with giving you all the opening download. But before I do, please like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. It really helps get the messages out. It makes it possible for me to continue to give my all to building this channel. And I really appreciate the support. Thank you to all of you who have subscribed, who continue to participate, bring your energy in. Thank you for participating in the energy exchange. It keeps the flow of abundance going, okay? And it's also helpful with collective reads when you hit that like or you're subscribed to the channel, you get, more of your energy comes in. So the likelihood that you're going to have more resonance with messages goes up, right? Because your energy is engaged. Makes sense, right? So, first of all, we had something come in a bit ago about be on the lookout for signs of white feathers, because that's the way you're going to know if you're on the right track. So I went and took Ted for a walk before we dropped in for the live today, and I had a white feather come my way. So this lets me know that the collective is on the right track, okay? And look for more affirmation signs of this coming in this week. I also feel like collective, an important puzzle piece is coming your way this week. Ted just said yes. So there's been a little gap in your understanding of your situation or what your next move should be. And I feel like you're going to have synchronicity lined up for you this week that's going to give you that missing puzzle piece. It's interesting because it looks like it's from some kind of mermaid puzzle. Could be My Little Mermaid, the Little Mermaid, the actual fairy tale, The Little Mermaid, the original story is pretty, it's pretty intense. You might want to look up the origins of the Little Mermaid, since we're doing a lot of this ancestral work. And it's interesting because fairy tales are part of oral tradition. They get passed down generation from generation to generation around the campfire, and they get elaborated over time. But what we see on Disney is very different from the actual roots of those fairy tales. And fairy tales are storehouses of wild wisdom, right? So I feel like there's a lot of this coming in. There's a lot around the original tale of The Little Mermaid that is about finding your voice, that is about being able to be of two worlds. It's also a bit of be careful what you wish for, you just might get it, kind of energy. There's also this piece of really, transcending limitations others have put on you to be true to yourself, okay? So, to be true to yourself, of yourself. That was interesting, to be true of yourself. I have to sit with that. Sometimes interesting twists on words come in downloads and in reads, and I look at it later, and I feel like it has a message. I've been sitting with one that came in last week, so it must be coming into play now because of the next sign I got. Okay, so I'm going to just bring it in. On a live I did last week, I meant to say the hunger for power. And instead, I said the power for hunger. And it's been like revealing itself to me in layers, what that slip of words really means collectively. And I'll bring it in at some point, but I'm still marinating with it. And I never feel there's any kind of accident in a read. Everything that comes through, the way my energy is coming through, um, the words that get used or mixed up, there's always something there. And I did bring in fairy, okay? So fairy likes to do that. They like to mix everything around and give you a different perspective. So I feel like this piece is coming in, but this is just an initial kind of like heads up, because whenever I have any kind of fairy tale theme come in, it's very significant in what I'm going to be sharing in terms of messages, right? So keep an eye out for that. Look up the original tale, the Grimm's fairy tales. That's where you'll find the real juice and the actual wisdom that's tucked away in fairy tales. And a lot of people aren't aware that the fairy tales are actually goddess wisdom that's passed down. They're old goddess tales, and they teach certain lessons on the path. So there's something coming up here around this. I also feel like where you have been stuck in terms of being able to move forward, also in the sense of finding your place that you can really call home. And for some of you, this is actually like a physical location you can call home, or maybe you've been wanting to move to a new home and you just haven't found the right place yet. Maybe you've been putting in applications to get into a new place. You haven't been getting any word back. I feel like there's something coming through around this. I also feel this has a lot to do with belonging. It has a lot to do with roots. There's something that comes through here this week where you finally feel like a sense of belonging. And for some of you, it's also about feeling at home within yourself. Maybe you're just kind of casting off a lot of other people's judgments about you, their perspective on your life experience. And you're really just embracing that your path is yours and yours alone. And you don't need to kind of justify it to anybody. All right. Either way, I feel like you're finding your sense of belonging. You're finding your sense of home this week. Something's coming through on that level. I also feel like you're finally moving out of the crossroads. You're finally getting some locomotion going. Okay. You're finally heading forward. And I feel this is really coming through in tangible assets. I believe there's some kind of finances that free up that give you new hope as far as being able to move forward with some of your plans, with some of your desires, maybe with some of those projects that you're working on. There's very much this feeling of like, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, the little engine that could. Maybe this comes at a time when you feel like you are all spilled out, like you've just given your everything, you've given your all. You're also all cried out. I think you've been doing a lot of reflecting on the past. I think now you're sick of it. I think the collective is just wrung out, on one level, and just doesn't want to process anymore. And I think this is actually very healthy. It's good to move out of that space, because what's done is done. At some point you got to build a bridge and you got to get over it and move toward the future. And I feel like there is some initial actions taking place this week. There's a momentum being put in motion. It's what sets you on track for your future and leads you forward. Do be looking for more clues to come in. But I feel like for a lot of you, there's been some piece about being held up in a tangible way. A lot of you, this has been around finances. You haven't had the finances you've needed to really move forward with some plans, or there's been some tangible piece like that. It's some practicality that's been keeping you in this mindset that you don't have options, that there is no way for you to move forward. I think that gets resolved this week. Okay. You're coming into alignment with your path. I found this monopoly money on the ground. Okay. So what starts this week, it looks really small. It looks really small and it grows into something really big. Okay. So just be aware. Okay. Be live. Pay attention, because there's stuff coming in. Mm. And yes, yes, the presence where all the magic happens. Yeah, look at this. We got the Knight of Cups. Okay, so for a lot of you, that is water sign collective. And when I mention any signs in this read, we are really looking at any significant placement, okay? But Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Pluto, because of the astrology in play, or a loaded house. So don't get too hung up on it, but I call it out because people like to have it called out. This is about moving forward. You know, you finally got some locomotion. You finally have something come through this week. It could come through some kind of offer, some kind of opportunity, something that kind of like lights your heart up again, makes you feel a little excited. Maybe you haven't felt excited or enthused about anything in a long time. This comes in and you finally feel hopeful, you know? There's something that makes you feel like maybe my dreams are possible, you know? Maybe things can be better. This is like something that just gives you a feeling that you haven't been left out. You haven't been left out. I think maybe some people have been feeling left out. Maybe they've been wondering like, where is it? Where's my new beginning? They're starting to feel a little frustrated. Something comes in that gives you this opportunity to really feel excited about your life again, right? It might come through some kind of opportunity to travel. It might come through some kind of invitation, some kind of communication. It could be very heart oriented. This can be signs that a connection is healing, or that maybe there is, you know, the possibility to love again on the other side of heartbreak. Okay, so be on the lookout for that. I'm just going to get these cards out on the board. I'm ready to play. I'm ready to see what is coming the collective's way. I've already shuffled these cards quite a bit, but I'm going to shuffle them a little bit more. Okay. Some of you are actually delivering towers. It's sort of like a shoes on the other foot kind of moment. You know, there was somebody who maybe pulled the rug out from under you, or a situation that kind of left you in a lurch. And for a while, you really felt like, you know, a sense of unfairness, or that there's no justice in this world. And now I feel like that energy is really starting to flip around. I feel like, you know, there's a difference between instant gratification and long-term fulfillment. And I think that that's going to become clear to those who weren't treating you fairly. Okay, so there's something that's shifting here. There's a new perspective that comes in. I also feel that in some cases, this new perspective can be the basis of healing connections. You know, maybe people weren't seeing things through your eyes before. They're starting to have a different perspective now. But this read is for all signs. So I just want to call all the signs in as I'm shuffling here. This is for the collective: Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Ophiuchus. Woo, something going on with Ophiuchus there. Was kind of challenged to come together for a moment there. Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. What is the weather report this week? What can we expect? What is coming in for the collective? All right. There's some things that are having a hard time coming together. There's this piece. Again, go along for the ride, because the manifestation is coming in with the 10 of Pentacles. This is big legacy energy. This is big financial reward. This is something that you can build on. I feel like you're getting the first opening for this week. And this is worthy of your investment. All right. This is something that's going to last. It's not a flash in the pan. Okay. And this is also not something that's just going to be like, oh, I had a feeling this week that something positive is going to shift in my life. No, you're going to get something is going to go down this week that's really going to make you feel hopeful about your future. It's going to give you a new sense of belonging, a new sense of home, a new sense of roots, a feeling that you're financially supported, that you have the tangible assets you need to move forward. And it's going to really give you a sense of inner and outer stability. So this is good. I mean, 10 of Pentacles, nothing to sneeze at. So What's coming in for the collective this week? Spirit, give us the weekly weather report for the collective. What is coming in for the collective this week? Give us the weekly weather report for the collective. I'll also be doing a little talk about this week's lesson for those of you going through the Kapha reset, and we will discuss that after the read. But I want to make sure that everybody who tunes in for these lives has an opportunity to receive something, even if they're not moving through that. So just really wanted to open this up for all the subscribers. Hey, you know, there's a little tricky element in play. Okay, there's a little tricky element in play here. Be careful of selling yourselves out. What's bottom of the deck energy, 10 of Wands. What is feeling like such a burden? We see here, the reason why I say this is there's all this energy coming in around tangible assets. There's all this energy coming in around finances. And look at what we got here. We got the devil. Okay. And we see that there's some kind of false person here. There's some kind of wearing of a mask, putting on an act. We also see here that the devil is holding that Ace of Pentacles. That's that new financial beginning. So there is a necessity to be aware of web weaving. Okay. How are you weaving your future? Is it in alignment with what you're truly wanting to grow here? Be mindful of that, because if you get yourself into some kind of binding agreement that really isn't in alignment with the direction you want to head in, but maybe seems like a quick fix. Okay. So I feel like there's a little testing situations involved here too. It's almost like challenging how much you are really aligned with your purpose and what you want to invest in. Did you learn your lessons in the past? So there's going to be some things that come through that are going to be opportunities that really further you in the direction you're ready to move into now, that's based on your growth and everything you've learned, all the experiences you've integrated. And then there's going to be other opportunities that they might look really good. Okay. They might seem like a good time on the surface, but there's somebody's wearing a mask here. So you can't necessarily take things at face value. Remember, the devil's in the details. That's something that's been coming forward too. Be aware of your desire to just want things to be fixed. Okay. If you've been struggling with certain situations, or if you've been disappointed, you know, and then somebody comes back around and they're giving you some kind of opportunity, don't lose the lesson. Don't lose all that growth that you have just earned, you know, because growth doesn't always come easy. You know what I'm saying? So this is really about me being mindful about what's on the table. And there is this piece about there's so much that's coming in the physical, you know, practically right now, that it is about really being aware of what's actually showing up. It's one thing for somebody to offer something, to say they're going to do something. It's another thing when we look at what's really showing up. Are there actions that are backing up what's being said? I feel like this piece is really important, you know, because with the spider medicine up here, we can weave webs of connectivity. We can weave webs of um, networking and, you know, weaving our future. That is an aspect of spider medicine, but we can also fall into webs of deceit. All right. And sometimes the worst webs of deceit we fall in are the ways that we deceive ourselves, you know. Um, some of you are just really tired, you know, maybe you're tired of struggling, you're tired of waiting for your turn. And so it could be tempting if an offer comes your way, even if it's not something you would normally go for, that you might compromise yourself just to sort of like have that instant gratification in the moment. There is this piece that came through that can be a particular slippery slope for those who have felt stuck and trapped for a really long time. You know, do be mindful of the details. Be careful too about signing any contracts, all right, getting into any binding agreements, because what looks like it could be a good time could end up leaving you very shackled and doesn't match up to what was promised. You know, You might find yourself overburdened, taking on more than your share. In relationships, you might find that after an initial like spark of like momentum and things feel positive, maybe you go out, you hook up with that person, you have a good night with them, and then all of a sudden they go ghost and you're left confused. Like, wait a minute, I thought we had something here. Okay. There's going to be some level of impulsivity right now because the energy is finally starting to move. And there's a lot of people that have felt held back for a long time. And so they're just like chomping at the bit. And there can be a tendency to compromise yourself. This is about don't settle. All right. Don't settle. If you got that guy coming back around, that tossed you aside and said you weren't shit, and now all of a sudden they're back around and they're talking sweet to you and they're telling you everything you had wanted to hear, and they got such good explanations for their bad behavior back there, um, you would be quite foolish if you didn't remember, how things went down the last time. And if you allow yourself to get caught up in that momentum because maybe you dealt with a lot of grief in the releasing of this connection, or you felt very lonely, or you just wanted so much to just have this person's approval. There's a lot of shadow aspects that can come up around this stuff. And we're not out of the shadow yet. We're still in that Scorpio South Node energy. So don't lie to yourself. Those are the worst lies, the ones we tell ourselves, okay? You have to remember, if you got anybody coming back around who didn't do right by you in the past, okay? If you got anybody coming around who was foul to you last time, you need to just take a moment. It's okay to hear people out, all right? It's okay to hear people out. But I highly recommend that you're receptive, you listen, you say what you have to say, but create a little space, okay? So you don't fall, prey to any kind of like smoke and mirrors or just some sweet words, that it may seem good on the surface, but we have to be aware that when there's this kind of atmosphere where you're just about to move out of the crossroads, where there's positive momentum building. I mean, when we got the 10 of Pentacles, we have this positive energy coming in. That's right when you get tested to see if you really learned your lessons, or are you going to get tripped up again, okay? Because it really is about making sure you're staying in alignment with your sense of worth and your sense of value with that Taurus North Node we're trying to open up into, okay? So that was 23 on the clock, all right? There's some shit that needs to change, okay? What was can't be, all right? Everything needs to, level up. The energy is very much about taking the next step up. It's not about taking a step back. It's not about settling, all right? So there's not a problem with healing with somebody or going for reconciliation if that is what is speaking to you, if that feels right in your heart. That there is this caution about being aware of motives, theirs and yours, okay? And also being aware of any pressure to sort of like push the river, any pressure to like make up your mind right now, any pressure to like rush. If something is really for you, then they should be okay with it like kind of unfolding, all right? Unfolding as it needs to, so that everybody feels grounded in the connection. Anybody who's putting on any unnecessary pressure, you really want to be aware. And also look at yourself honestly. Notice if this person coming back around communicating with you causes you to kind of slip out of this place of forward momentum you've gained in your life and sort of revert back to some old behaviors just because you're tired of feeling the discomfort of the unknown. Because we have to be mindful about this when we're moving into a new chapter in our lives. We don't know what's up ahead. And people in general, humans in general, really struggle with change. Okay. So there can be this tendency to just go for comfort. All right. Don't do that to yourself. So create those uncomfortable pauses and sort of spaces in these interactions that you're going to have, in these communications that come in, because the devil is in the details. And you want to make sure that you're investing your focus, your time, your energy, your presence in that which will really grow what you're looking to grow in your life. We got a couple crossing influences here. Thank you for bringing that in. I'm getting it's good to forgive, but don't forget, and tainted relationship will never be the same. Any case where there's reconciliation, even if the offense was minor, will never be the same. It's never the same relationship. Our relationships aren't static, and all relationships are going through an evolution right now. And forgiveness is a wonderful thing, but I like to bring in with the piece of forgiveness. Forgiveness doesn't look the same to everybody either, you know. Sometimes forgiveness just looks like letting go. You know, it means you don't need closure from that person. The closure is you walking away and moving on with your life and saying, I'm done grieving about this. You know, I'm ready to be happy. I'm ready to put my focus on something that is going to fulfill me, you know, that takes me in a new direction. And I know it ain't back there. And sometimes it doesn't mean you need to have a communication with the person or anything. You know, sometimes forgiveness is just letting go. Forgiveness doesn't always mean hearing the person out either. You know, it depends on what went down, and nobody can tell you that what looks like forgiveness for you is wrong or right or any of that. You know, it's all very much based on personal experience. There's a lot of people letting go of people they felt were soulmates, and they were soulmates. You know, they taught valuable lessons. Not all soulmates are people we're meant to be bonded with, you know, for life. They are meant to come into our lives for a certain amount of time to teach us a lesson. Hopefully, we get it so we don't repeat it with future partners. You know, and you keep it moving. Okay, so we don't know what it will look like, but we do know that we are very much rooted in getting ourselves into that Taurus North Node with this Queen of Pentacles energy here. And this is like kind of coming in as a reminder because it comes in with the Chariot. I want you to notice the Chariot in this deck. The horses, we got air, fire, right? Very air fire oriented horses. They're moving in two different directions. Okay, so the passion says one thing and then the logic says another. For a lot of you, in terms of any people reaching out back to you that you know you used to have involvement with, where maybe there was a really rough ending or something like that, your loins are going to be like talking to you. And then there's going to be the part of you that's like, you know, the one that's got their head on straight, right? And it's not about totally like abandoning either. It's okay if you feel that old fire get flared up, but it's about not losing your head. All right. You need to work with your instinct. Remember, instinct marries the intuition, the feeling with the logic, with the wisdom, with the lessons you've been through. Okay. So this is really important because if you don't pay attention to finding that balance, look at this Chariot. It's chaos, right? The horses are going in two different directions. This Chariot looks like it's about to fall over. All right. Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, also speaking very much about that Taurus North Node, you know. Taurus is supposed to be a very earth grounded energy. It's about laying down the foundation. It's about building things, and it's about building things on solid ground, not on shifting whims. Okay. I'm kind of getting this energy that in some cases, you know, there can be a bit of like hot and cold, you know. Maybe you've been dealing with a lot of people who run hot and cold. It's always changeable. If you know that's this person's pattern, don't forget that. Okay. Maybe this person really comes forward with a lot of passion, you know, but they're just as quick to just totally shut you out. Okay. So you have to remember what the dynamic is like. Either way, you need to be looking at, you know, really laying down a solid foundation on what you learned from your lessons of the past. And it's about really getting into that centered point where you're not feeling in two minds, where you're not feeling divided, but you're definitely in that place of like, yes, this is exactly what I need. And any kind of like rushing along, you got to question, what is the rushing for? We got to be aware of this. The devil's in the details. And we know there's a lot to be gained. Okay. Your road is opening. There is a legit opportunity coming forward this week. It offers alignment with your future and gifts that come in from the lessons that you learned in the past. All right. It gives you a sense of belonging, a sense of home, a sense of roots. You finally get things moving in a positive direction. And it's not just leading you to some financial growth, it's leading you to real financial stability. But you can blow it. You can blow it. Okay. You can blow it if you let fear cause you to miss out with this Nine of Swords. You know, if you keep looking back at the past and you're afraid of what you might lose by letting go of the past and moving forward, this piece too. Right? I love how you brought that in, Krista. You know, there's that piece too. A lot of times people know they need to let something go, but they have a hard time releasing it because they're afraid if they take a gamble and move in the direction that's really calling them forward, that they might be sorry they took the gamble and they might lose out. Well, let me tell you, you might. You might. Might you be wrong? You could be. There's no guarantees. It just doesn't work like that. You know, and sometimes you're meant to go in a direction that leaves you with egg on your face because there's something important that comes through that experience. There's something you learn. There's something you weren't seeing before, right? These are all things that are coming into play. But with that full moon we recently had in Libra, we know that the best thing we can do is give ourselves over to what wants to be released. If you're having to work too hard to make it happen, if you're having to struggle with it too much, if you're having to shift yourself too greatly to be in alignment with somebody else's vision of what they think is for the best, you know that that's not where it's at. Okay. Because what's meant for you is not going to be a struggle. It's going to come into alignment with ease. And you'll know you found the right thing because you're really going to feel it in your heart. Okay. So let's see here. I want to know more about this devil influence. I don't know about you, but I do. Because I'm like, all right, what do we need to, it has something to do with some kind of, for a lot of you, some kind of love offer. All right. Some kind of new beginning being promised in love. You need to look at the details with this. Let me just shuffle here. Give us a clue about this devil. You know, what are these details we need to be aware of this offer, this suspect offer that comes through? And I do believe it's an offer you're meant to refuse, okay? Because I see on the bottom of the deck here we have the Nine of Wands, and that's really about you're tired. All right, you've already been through a lot. Do you really want to go through another round of what you've already been through? And that's why it might be good to just give it a little space. I think for the majority of you, I feel like if you give it a little space, you're going to really discover that you're going to discover the truth about the offer, because I feel like this offer that you need to be aware of, this kind of suspect offer, it feels like a binding agreement. I keep getting binding agreement. Oh, this coming through. This is interesting. For those of you who've done any kind of binding work, you're about to find out what's on the other side of that, okay? Because the devil is in the details and the piper will always be paid, okay? So for those who are on any kind of occult path who work with magic, if you did any kind of binding work, even if you feel it was justified, you have to be aware that there's always a price to pay for that kind of work because you're infringing on another's free will. And really all it is it's just the mirror of your own shadow finally confronting you, it's not an easy one to move through, okay? And I do think there are some that are going to be experiencing that. Look at Eight of Swords, okay? This is a case where maybe if somebody tried to hold you back in the past, or you try to hold somebody else back in the past, choose on the other foot with the Wheel of Fortune here, okay? Whatever was held back from you that was keeping you from something that you were supposed to receive with the Nine of Cups here is being rectified, okay? There's a change happening here. but there's something that you need to walk away from with that 8 of Cups, all right, to get to the other side of this. And you know what it is. You know what it is. For a lot of you, it's a connection. Now, this could be a friend, this could be a well-meaning relative, this could be somebody who always gives you un, unasked for advice, or who meddles too much in your situation, or somebody who's casting some kind of glamour, maybe making something appear to be other than how it is. It's got like big kind of mental game energy, right? So you do want to be aware of this. All right. I just happened to catch the Chariot there, there's the Chariot that is upright. We got balance here. Sphinx energy is also about secrets, okay? So there's a lot of stuff that has been kept secret, that's been in the shadow, that's about to come to light. So that's why you want to sort of like let all the information come in. Don't be too quick to act. Give space for all the information to come in. I feel like it's almost like one puzzle piece comes in, then you start to see your situation a little more clearly. But as soon as one comes in, like, then there's another, then there's another, then there's another. And there's still some element of deception there. So you need to be aware of this, collective, okay? You need to be aware of this. You'll know. The Sphinx also deals with riddles, okay? And it's sort of like the riddle of the self. You have the answer already. You really do. It's all inside of you. But I think that some help is coming to make matters a little bit clearer. Oops. Bottom of the deck energy. Yeah, this has to do with some kind of soulmate with the 6 of Cups here. There's also the necessity, again, to remember the past in this situation. So the devil's in the details with his soulmate coming around. Now, do be aware with soulmates, that's not just referring to some kind of romantic soulmate. It can also be a good friend. It can be somebody who is a mentor to you. Soulmates come in many forms. I feel like, that's a very interesting message. And I don't know why I'm getting this, but I feel like there's going to be 2 varieties of soulmates coming your way this week. One is going to be somebody you tangled with in the past. And this is the person you need to be very aware of. You need to just really pay attention to the details of what they're saying and what they're offering. And if you have questions, don't just like stew on them. This is not a time for internalizing. This is a time for externalizing. This is a time for really communicating and asking those questions. And if you feel uncertain about something, or you're like, I don't know, let me think about it, and this person starts putting the pressure on you, you need to let them understand that you're not going to be pressed. You're not about to be pressed, and things are going to happen on a timing that feels comfortable for you. And you need to think if you really even want to take the opportunity or the offer, okay? This piece coming in. And then I feel like there's another soulmate coming in that is somebody that's actually very pivotal for what's up ahead for you, Sphinx came in for me last night too. Oh, well, then it's definitely speaking to you. Yeah, they have hidden knowledge. There's secrets here. And there's secrets that are going to come to light. It's going to give you a lot clearer of a view, but sort of like let all the information kind of tumble in as it needs to. Tell me more about this devil energy, Spirit. Tell me more about this devil energy. What does the collective need to be aware of? Tell me more about this devil energy. Tell me more about this devil energy, Spirit. What are these details? What are these details that we may miss if we're not paying attention? Okay. I'm telling you, there is such sabotaging energy out there in the collective. As much as there are people that are really addressing their work, their responsibility, what they need to clean up in their lives, what they need to do to better their lives, and are moving in that direction and really gathering momentum. There's also a lot of people out there on the opposite side of that are too locked into fear. They're in like survival mode, and they're bitter about certain things. And so they're just kind of wanting to pull one over. We know that the message that came in, there's something about finances for y'all. And what you can't see, okay, if you don't pay attention and if you don't listen to your intuition, if you don't like get in touch with those instincts, all right, you could really find yourself in the poorhouse. Okay, this could affect you financially. This could be somebody that wants to work you. Oh my gosh, the timing when that happens. They want to work you. You got something they want. You got something they want. Okay, this can be that they see you having a certain come up, maybe in your career. Maybe they want you to give them a leg up. This could be coming through with water sign collective, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Again, any significant placement. This is also about the Scorpio South Node, okay? The shadow, all right? This would be manipulating to gain a certain advantage. There's something that you can offer this person that would better their situation. In some cases, it's just that, oh, that's an interesting message. Like in some kind of group dynamic, somebody is starting to lose their credibility. They're starting to lose their support. But if they can align with you, then that can give them kind of the stability and the support that they need to turn the tables for them. So they might not really want to connect with you, but feel like they kind of have to kiss up to you in order to get themselves out of the bind they put themselves in. Okay. In some cases, this person is bitter that you moved on. They're bitter that you healed. They're bitter that you moved on. They're bitter that you're better than that you bettered yourself. And they're just wanting to come around and tell you what you want to hear so they can hit it and quit it and reject you and sort of cast you out in the cold because their ego took a blow. Okay. They're dealing with some level of insecurity. In other cases, this is a matter of a hobosexual. Okay. They don't have a place to live. They need a place to live. And so they're going to kiss up to you to get what they need, to get what they need, get a place to rest their head. All right. And in other cases, this is a person that sees that you're like a meal ticket. All right. They see that you're building something, you're going somewhere with it. And they want to steal from you. Some cases, this could be somebody who's wanting to partner with you on a project. They're doing so because they want to steal your work and they want to benefit from it. All right. All these things are coming in. Yeah, this offer is going to seem fishy to you with the Page of Cups. Look at that fish in the cups. There's something that's like, I don't know. I mean, wait a minute. You were stepping to me like the King of Cups, and now, like, why are you coming through like a Page of Cups? That's, I feel like this is going to come through some kind of message, all right? Do be aware of how somebody approaches you with their message, all right? Are they leaving certain things out? Are they wanting to completely avoid the discussion of what happened back there? That ain't going to work. Water sign collective coming up strongly. Pick which side you're on. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We got 2 water sign indicators here. I have every reason to believe that the message comes in from a water sign, okay? Because we have the Queen of Cups here. And we notice this Queen of Cups. Look at her. Look at the way she's looking at this cup, okay? She's like plotting. She's planning something. It's almost like she's really gotten to know like sort of the buttons to push in certain people, She's really gotten to know how to work certain people, okay? And I don't know, we did have that piece about binding come in. In some cases, this could be somebody that's been doing some workings against someone. Maybe they're starting to see they're losing their power in regard to the effectiveness of keeping somebody stuck with their workings. And with their workings, it doesn't just have to be magically. This could be somebody who's like pulling strings behind the scene, maybe like talking into people's ears, creating some kind of sabotage, speaking bad on somebody's name, trying to adversely affect their reputation. this person might be seeing that there's some momentum coming, that there's like a come up coming, and they see that your energy is not being impacted in a negative way. Maybe they want to find out what's going on about this. Maybe they reach out to you, you know, it's coming off as friendly, but you feel it's suspect. There's something fishy about it. The timing is weird. This could be in relation to a King of Wands too. Oh, yes. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Look at this. 5 of Swords. This is somebody who's doing something tricky, man. Be aware. I feel like the way it came in, it's some water sign energy, extending some kind of invitation, reaching out with a message. It's going to seem fishy. It's to take something from you. But we know this with the 5 of Swords. Look at this. Look at this asshole. He really thinks he's going to get something over on somebody, right? And I believe it's towards a King of Wands, okay? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Be live to this. We know what they want. Look at the money. Second time that 10 of Pentacles has come up. I'm telling you, be aware. Be aware, okay? So I really feel like for some of you that have been working really hard on something, maybe you've been building a business, there's something you've invested in, or maybe you just have this really beautiful, like, family, you know? You have a real sense of stability. You have somebody that you love. You're building a home together. You're have a sense of togetherness. There's commitment there. This is somebody that's wanting to really throw off your sense of stability. Oh, oh man. Queen of Pentacles, okay, came in again. These are significators. When you got court cards coming up, these are significators. We got the earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn coming up with the devil. Okay. There's the devil again, twice. The devil is in the details. Be aware. This has something to do with home, possibly marriage, something that is supposed to be a moment of like real celebration, success. It's a sabotaging kind of energy. There's some kind. Oh man, I love it. This is why I like using other decks here. Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay. Look at this. This person sees you have some kind of happiness. All right. They see that you have some kind of success, some kind of happiness, some kind of point of arrival on your path. There's something you've been working towards. All right. We see that with the Sun card here. There's something you've been working towards. You've been putting your time and energy into it, and it's just starting to bear fruit. All right. This person sees this, and they're going to come in and they're preventing. I didn't mean to say preventing. They're presenting. The devil's in the details. They're presenting some type of opportunity. Okay. They're throwing you into a place of choice with the Lovers here. Right. Here is the guidance to please. Temperance, okay? Temperance. Don't act in haste. Don't act too quickly. You want to make sure that you are balanced in your decision making here and that you allow time for what's hidden to come to light, because I believe that's what that puzzle piece is talking about. Okay? Something hidden is going to come to light, and it has something to do with the Little Mermaid. I don't know why. I don't know all the details of the original The Little Mermaid fairy tale, but I'm going to read it. I'm going to read the Grimm's fairy tale tonight because there's clues there, okay? There's some kind of wisdom there that'll guide you, all right? Because you've been on the right path, all right? You've been on the right path. And you're just about to move out of the crossroads and get that stability financially in your home base, everything that you've been building. You need to be aware of this, okay? There's a need to refuse an offer with the 4 of Cups, to hold off. You know, it might come through very fantastical, you know. It seems so like, I don't know why I got this. I don't know why I got this, but it almost seems like so magical and mystical, but it's sort of like it's designed that way. Oh my God. It's way. It's fully designed that way. Look at this. Look at this. Somebody's done some working. There's somebody out there that's been doing some workings, and they've been being a bit manipulative with it. Look, we got the 4 of Cups, okay? And this is very much like you should refuse this offer, okay? Because somebody did a working here, or they're working you. And how are they working you? They're casting illusion, okay? It's a glamour. Not all is as it seems, and not all that glitters is gold. He woke, Emperor, okay? Emperor energy, big Aries energy, because we already have fire sign energy on the board, okay? It'll lead to disappointment, all right? This new beginning, this stable new beginning is yours with Ace of Pentacles, so you want to be very mindful. This Emperor energy is also speaking to that Aries North node that takes over in Leo season. This is a Leo significator, okay? So all these signs may be factoring into this situation. All right, that's a very interesting message. That's a very interesting message. Okay, enough with the nonsense. Okay, we want to find out what the good opportunity is. All right, we know what to be on the lookout for in terms of this false offer. Now I really want us to have an opportunity to find out about the legit offer. What do I want to pull out? I think I'm going to pull out this super awesome future. Very interesting. Yep, message. Look at the bottom of the deck. Message coming in. Okay, so this is 16, that's 7 energy. All right, so this is a message that's aligned with spirit. Okay, there is the dog energy here. So this is somebody loyal. Okay, so there's 2 different kinds of, I almost feel like that's very interesting. Somebody is coming towards you that this other interfering energy knows about. They don't want this person to come towards you. They don't want this opportunity to come towards you. So they're going to try to intercept it. All right. Be aware. You'll know what's what. Pay attention how you feel. This is a test. Okay. It's like, how much have you been doing this work that we've been working on? You know, ooh, okay, this wanted to slip out. I'll just put that right there. You know, you've been see, look at, there's that devil, your happiness, the sun. They're trying to intercept it. Oh my God. Dun dun dun. It's feeling very telenovela around here. You need to be aware of this tendency, okay? There's something that's coming towards you. You can trust it, okay? And there's somebody else that's coming towards you that is trying to cast some kind of illusion, lead you astray, throw you off the trail. You know, every good fairy tale too, like just like with the Little Mermaid, you know, there's always that one character, you know, that tries to throw you off track. So you're going to have to really remember what you've learned, everything you've been through, and pay attention, okay? I think the signs are really going to be all around you. There's all kinds of guidance that's going to be coming in for you to lead you in the right direction, but it's up to you to be present and pay attention to what those signs are, okay? Look at this. It's in reverse, the snake. And this is all about temptation. It's also the Lovers, that choice. Again, there's something here that is not the right choice, right? I'm going to turn the whole deck up. There's something here that's not the right choice. There's some snakes in the grass, okay? So not everything coming towards you is something you can trust. And you have to be very aware of this. And I really feel like it's about you being in touch with the signs you've been given, because I do feel you'll be given signs. I also feel it's about really trusting what your experience has informed you about these people, this situation. It's about listening to what your heart says, but not losing your awareness, not losing your wisdom, okay? Tell us more about good opportunity. We know that there's some people that are wanting to intercept this opportunity. Let us know the good opportunity coming our way. So We know how to spot it when it arrives on the scene. What is the good opportunity coming our way that is the key to our level up? What is this good opportunity coming toward the collective that is the key to their level up? Okay, crossing influence there. Okay, so we had this one that came out. This is coming out as a crossing influence. So I'll look at that second. It's about a house. Remember, I told you there's something here about a house, stability, having that place where you belong. I feel like this is something that is meant for you. It's something that 55 on the clock. This is something that's been earmarked for you. You have been waiting for this for a long time, and it's been held back from you. And I feel like it's something that you were meant to receive a while ago, but it's been unfairly held back from you. What's this crossing influence? The secret. The secret. All right. This has something to do with money. This has something to do with subterfuge. This has something to do with intel. Okay. And this might be somebody who comes off like a goody two shoes. You know, they come off like they, oh, I really care about you, and I'm your friend and I'm here for you. You be aware. I don't care if it makes sense to you or not. If somebody comes around and they're wanting information from you, or they're being a little too nosy, and anything inside of you puts up your hackles, you need to trust that because it's for your protection. Okay. And I feel like when this opportunity comes your way, you need to be careful not to really share it with just anybody. And you might be wise to keep your own counsel and just kind of let things play out. See what happens when you don't share it with anybody. Notice what happens in the environment around you. I don't know why I'm getting that. Yeah, because the sabotage is there. These people will reveal themselves. The devil will be in the details. When this opportunity comes your way, don't say peep. Don't say peep. All right. Don't sabotage yourself. All right. More details. We know the stability is coming in, the security. Give more details. Give the collective more details about this good opportunity that's coming their way. Give the collective more details about this good opportunity coming their way, Spirit. This opportunity that leads to their new direction. Oh, I mean, it's being insistent. It's being insistent. So sometimes this stuff needs to come forward. There's somebody that wants to steal this opportunity from you with the rats. All right? They're on the take. They're on the take. You need to be aware of this. I think this person will be exposed. Okay? We got the pig in reverse. All right? This is a greedy person. They want it all. They want it all. They want to have their cake and they want to eat it too. I mean, I'd want to eat my cake too if I had a piece of cake. Why am I just going to sit there looking at the cake? But this is somebody who's greedy, okay? They don't want to leave any for anybody else at all right? But this energy is in reverse, okay? So I feel like this person's about to be exposed. You're going to find out who's been working against you, who's been blocking this blessing you're supposed to receive. Let me do a cut of the deck on here, and then I want to pull out some other cards. I didn't expect this to be spicy. Yeah, it's your wish fulfillment. That's what's trying to come in for you. You've been working really hard for this. You already know what it is with this 9 energy. You know, this is something you've put your heart into. You've been working really hard on this thing. It's been a long, hard mile, man. You've been wanting to bring this into being. You've been wanting to bring this into being. And there is somebody coming in. You're going to feel like they're your genie. You know, you're going to feel like might even be somebody named Genie. Okay. for somebody out there, that you're going to feel like this person, is bringing you the answer to your wishes. Like you've been waiting forever for this breakthrough. This is, for a lot of people, this is something you've been working really hard on, okay? You've been working really, really hard, and you had to be brave to head in this direction. It was not easy. You had to put a lot on the line, and it took a lot of hard work, and you've been learning a lot too through this process. Some of you, this is like a business pursuit. You've been building some kind of business for yourself. You're trying to build your own independent stability. There's a king energy coming forward here. Could be a Leo. Okay, we've had a lot of Leo energy showing up in this read. Strong Leo indications. I also feel like the full scope of what you've been building, this reward that's coming your way, that's earmarked for you, you're really going to see the new beginning in Leo season when that Aries takes over that North Node. But there's somebody here. Ooh, okay. There's somebody here, though, that wants to interfere with this. They want to cause dissension with the blender. And I don't know if you can see it, but in this blender card, there's two faces. Look how angry they are. They're trying to create dissension and confusion and upheaval between two people. This is a fox in the hen house. You need to be aware of this person. They've been keeping their eyes on things. With fox medicine, fox deals with somebody who's camouflaging themselves and their intentions. Okay, that's what that medicine is about. Fox is about people putting on a false front and moving very stealth. Okay, they're doing things behind the scenes to cause problems. I also feel there's somebody here that is about to speak the truth. They know what's going on in this situation. This could be a friend of this person. This may be why this person is going to come forward, okay, and try to make some kind of offer to you, all right? Maybe they want to poison your mind against this person before this person can get to you and tell you the truth, so you doubt them when they come your way, because they want to sabotage you. Be aware. This is, again, more Leo significators here, okay? This is the cat lady. I don't think this woman works alone either. She has a few friends. She has a few friends, okay? But this chick here, she has some kind of designs. She has some kind of designs. She may make it appear too like she's like, that's tricky. I don't know why I'm getting this, but I am. She may make it come off like she's acting as an independent agent, and like she's trying to let you know what's going on behind your back, but actually it's a setup. She's working with few people. This has big like social faction kind of energy, like competitor energy. Yeah, look, it's a kiss up. And what's it for? The money. Okay. Again, you got to be aware. There's sabotaging energy out there. I don't know why it wants to stay on this track, but what we have on the other side of the split here that you need to pay attention to is what your new opportunity is. This is what's coming your way, the spaceship. The spaceship is about a time of great success. And with that squirrel medicine there, squirrel medicine is normally like saving up for a rainy day, right? But you'll notice that this squirrel is got like a radar going on, like, okay, I need to find my way home, because where you're going, you have no point of reference for this. Like you're really about to head into a time of abundance. I also feel like you're getting to this place where your outreach is going to become huge. For those of you who are doing any kind of work with the public or any kind of work online, you're really about to experience an uptick, okay? An uptick of growth. This is going to give you all kinds of opportunities to travel. You're going to feel like you got a brand new life. There's going to be no point of reference for it. Again, big 7 energy. I feel like this is really coming in July. There's something that comes in now. It's just the start. It's a beginning. It can grow into something much larger. Oh, the places you'll go, the people you'll see, the things you'll do. It's like This card, the spaceship, is also about a whole brand new cast of characters. It's soulmates coming into your life. It's people that are coming into your life that change the total course and direction of where you're heading in the best way possible. And it's not like just flash in the pan stuff either. These people are an important part of this future that you're stepping into. And this future that you're stepping into, you have no point of reference for it. I just had a hawk fly by the window. No accident that 7 number there, okay? 7 is the number of spirit. Hawk is messages from spirit. You have no point of reference for what you're about to step into. It's really a whole new world. And there's people who don't want to see you achieve this. Oh my God! Right behind it, the cats. The cats and the cat lady. She doesn't work alone. Look, it's like cats and dogs, man. Cats and dogs. Oh, it's tricky. It's tricky, collective. You're really going to have to listen to your heart because you got 2 factions here, okay? You got one group of people that really have your back. They're loyal to you. There's some opportunity that comes your way. I believe it has something to do with some opportunity, somebody coming towards you, okay, that wants to offer you something. There's people that know about this. They're trying to intercept it. All right. There's secrets here. This card is about secrets. You need to be aware of this because you have a really big opening coming up for you. It's the making of your future. And it's something that really aligns you with your heart and your sense of purpose. It's everything you've worked so hard for. And look at this with the rider energy. You move forward. Where do you move forward towards? Look at that home, that sense of belonging. And look at that home. That home is a huge level up from the home you're in now, right? I just want you to notice the difference. Look at that home this rider is heading toward compared to this home, okay? Let me get them up together. That's quite an upgrade. Do you see what I'm saying? If you take your head out of the sand and if you look at things as they are, if you look at the truth and you're not afraid of missing out on an opportunity, okay? If you let what went down in the past inform your present and the choices you're making now, you're not going to miss this boat. You'll get all the directional assistance you need to move forward and move forward fast. You're not going to be like hanging out at the crossroads twiddling your thumbs anymore, right? Ostriches, fast. They are fast and they are also strong, but they can put their heads in the sand. And this one doesn't have their heads in the sand. This one is looking straight forward and there's a determination here. And yeah, I think you're about to go on a pretty wild, weird trip. I don't think you'd ever anticipate that you were going to head into this direction, but you are. You are. And you're going to find your heart on the other side of it. And for some of you, yes, this is somebody that wants to unite with you romantically. It could be a reunion energy, but there could be a third party in the mix with this 3 energy here that's trying to like intercept the opportunity. And in some cases, not all, okay, but in some cases, yes, somebody did a working to try to interfere with this, all right? Somebody might have been doing some mirror magic. Look at the cat reference. This person's got to have an affinity with cats. They have to have a cat. I don't know. There's a lot of cat reference here. I feel like big Leo significator here too, as well. But look at that mirror is cracked. The cat's looking into the mirror and the mirror is cracking. I feel like this is a bit of whoever's been moving incorrectly, whoever has been trying to take advantage of a situation, whoever has been trying to intercept something that's been earmarked for you, this energy is being reflected back. You know, that's what it looks like. It's really just the reflection in the mirror coming back to the person. That's what it really is. And this could also be somebody just, you know, moving incorrectly. You know, they haven't been they haven't been moving correctly. Maybe they've been gossiping. Maybe they've been telling some lies. Maybe they've been interfering in a situation. It doesn't have to be magically, although there's a lot of strong indications for it in this read. But this is definitely a piece about, you know, when a working comes back on somebody, it's really just because it's that person owning their own shadow, you know? It's the realization that you can't really do that. It's an illusion. You can't really take away something from somebody that's meant for them. You can't interfere in that process. And when all your efforts come to naught at the end of the day, you're kind of forced to look at yourself and go, wow, you know, I can't believe that I actually went there. All right. So maybe hopefully this person can have some healing. I don't know. I don't know, but the signs are pretty clear here. Okay. Because we have the broken mirror. All right. To the zombies. This has its roots in the past. This is somebody that you've tangled with in the past. Okay. Could be an old flame, possibly, or connected to an old flame. But this is something you need to be aware of because there's some kind of abundance that is earmarked for you. You know, there's Taurus energy here. Okay. Or you're the bull, you're the ox, you know, Chinese medicine, maybe somebody involved in Chinese medicine. I meant to say Chinese astrology. I don't know. Could be an acupuncturist, you know, or something. That might be for one person out there, but there's some abundance that's earmarked for you. It's earmarked for you. And there's some piece here about kind of like weaving this like fantasy that, you know, deludes to sabotage. This person's on the attack. I'm picking up big female energy with it. I have to be honest with you. It's got feminine energy all over it with that praying mantis there. Okay. Very important to be aware of this. You have all the keys you need inside. You have all the keys you need inside to head this in the right direction. And I think if you pay attention and you work with those keys and you don't ignore, if you don't ignore what you've been taught, and if you already are prepared and know that there's somebody that's going to try to intercept what's meant for you, what's coming your way, you might be the one that actually gets to work this to your advantage, and you're the one who delivers the tower, because this happiness here, this is meant to come in for you. Look at all the sevens, like 777. Oh, okay. This is interesting. I wasn't expecting any of this. This is not what I was expecting at all, especially when I put up that, you know, cover art that I did. I mean, I felt the opportunity coming in. Maybe that's where we really need to focus our energy, just remembering what's at stake. I'm going to go ahead and ask the angels for a little guidance here. Six of Cups again on the bottom of this deck. Definite soulmate alignment. There's a soulmate energy coming in. So let's see. Angels, any guidance that you have for the collective in how to secure these blessings that are earmarked, what we need to do to deal with this situation in the best way so that we don't lose all of our growth either. You know, this isn't a matter of like fight fire with fire either. I feel first and foremost, it's just smart that when certain opportunities come your way at this time, that you keep mum about it, you know? Or if you're working on something, if you have a plan, something you're working to bring to fruition, you know, keep it to yourself for now. I feel like this piece is very important because there's some energies out there that for some reason or another, you know, they're wanting to interfere with this. And I think there's something about this that maybe I just heard like settling an old score, like maybe this person feels like they need to get even in some way, and somehow sabotaging this opportunity makes them feel like they got the closure they need. There's definitely, it's like a shadow energy is what I'm picking up. Oh my goodness. Collective. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Can't we all just get along? Let's see. Bottom of the deck energy, 3 of Wands, Sitiel, the god of hope, construction of the universe, help with great works, protection from adversaries. All right. So we know that these ships are coming in for you with the 3 of Wands, what you've been waiting for. It's going to be delivered and you do have protection. So I feel like it's just really about trusting your gut when this comes in and being aware that, you know, some people might have ulterior motives, and it's just best to just kind of play things close to the chest this week. And don't move too fast. Let things come in, let the full picture reveal itself to you. Make sure you got your puzzle pieces. We know you've been on the right track. Okay. So that should tell you something right there. Whatever comes your way needs to really feel like it's resonant with the track you're already on, because you've already been moving in the right direction, collective. All right, angels, any further guidance you have for us about the best way to move in this interesting climate this week? We got Page of Swords energy. Okay, we got a lot coming out. All right, they have a lot of advice for us. All right, let's see what we got here. We got Page of Swords, Haya, God, the refuge. Refuge governs dreams and reveals mysteries hidden from mortals. Aries sign collective, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The Fool, the Huia, the exalting God, will and new beginnings, assist with difficult and great undertakings. Okay. Page of Wands, fire sign collective, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Erathiel, the preventing God, propagation of light confounds the wicked and slanders, saves from enemies. All right. Isn't that interesting? Now, wait, I'm coming back to the first set of cards we laid down with that Chariot. Oh, wow. Oh, I think I just got a puzzle piece. There was the air and the fire, and they were moving in 2 different directions, and the Chariot was about to topple. I feel like with this Page of Swords coming up here, and it says refuge governs dreams and reveals mysteries hidden from mortals. This to me feels like there's some insight coming forward for you, air sign collective. So pay attention. Some kind of secret's going to be revealed to you this week, that allows you to step into a new chapter with this Fool energy here. Your new beginning is assured. It may have been difficult and you may have been trying to figure out how you're going to get forward, but I think you're going to find help is on the way to move this thing forward. This help may be coming in from a fire sign. This fire sign wants to come in and illuminate something for you. They're gonna show you who's been speaking out against you. I feel like they know somebody who's been like spreading rumors about you. They've been slandering you, and they're offering you some kind of coverage. They're offering you some kind of protection, from these people that are trying to cause problems for you. They know that you're on to something, that you have this new beginning that you've worked very hard for. I think this person's been kind of watching. They've been watching from the sidelines, and they've noticed, that you've been, sort of thwarted, that there's been interference in your path. I think they're trying to help you out here. All right. They're helping you out here. It's coming in through messages. It's all coming in through messages, maybe even a message online. Okay, so be on the lookout for that. 9 of Wands, Hahasya, God, the impenetrable secret, universal medicine, elevation of the soul, and the revelation of mysteries. Yes. So where you've been uncertain where the interference was coming from, you may have had some suspicions. This person's going to illuminate this for you. And it's going to allow you to know who you truly need to kind of block and keep out of your sphere. I feel like somebody does know that this person wants to reach out to you, though, and they may try to intercept. Like they may try to get to you before them. All right. And you need to be aware of that. That's why you need to wait for all the information, all the pieces to come in. But either way, we had that image of the Chariot that was all kind of about to topple over, and air and fire were in 2 different directions. And that's what was causing the instability of moving forward. And then we had the other Chariot come in where the Sphinxes were there, about something being illuminated that's been hidden up until now, something coming to light. it finally stabilizes the chariot so the chariot can move forward. And I feel like somebody has been trying to come in between fire and air. All right, that's what I got. Somebody's been trying to come in between fire and air to prevent a coming together and a moving forward. It ain't going to work. All right. You're going to know what you need to let go of. This is going to become very clear. You're going to need to pay attention. We got 8 of Cups, Aiel, God, the pleasure of man's children. Transformation gives consolation in adversity. Okay. So, yeah, I think where you kind of felt like you've been on your own trying to figure out what's going on, bucking up against some, intractable energies, finding challenges, just not getting the traction you needed. Somebody's coming around to help lighten the load. They're illuminating something for you, and there is definitely a moving forward here. Let's do a cut of the deck energy. Uriel, the Tower, the fire of God, disruption, warns of disasters, aids in transformation. Okay, so I feel like you're getting this warning right now. There's somebody who wants to sabotage, all right? You have to trust. Oh, other side of the deck. 6 of Wands. That's that victory. That's your success. That's what you worked so hard for, okay? See ya. God who took evil. Longevity protects against infirmities. You'll overcome this. You have everything you need. It looks like you got spiritual support on your side. The only way you can blow it is if you let somebody false back into your sphere. And I think you already know who to look out for. I think you just need to really trust your gut on this one. You are being presented with a bit of a test, okay? You are being presented. I almost said prevented again. There is a blocking energy here you need to be aware of. But you got this right here. 5 of Cups, Bahulia, God, King and Ruler, prosperity, destruction of the enemy, and deliverance from bondage. So what's been trying to hold you back, the shoe's going to be on the other foot. They're the ones that are going to find themselves stuck. Because we got Wheel of Fortune here with Metatron, advancement and progress, teaches, guides, and records events in the book of life. Like, yeah, Spirit saw what happened back there. You're not on your own. Justice is yours. We had that air sign energy come in real strong, big Libra energy here. We have to remember that we got the South Node of Scorpio moving into Libra in July as well. All right. So this is like karmic justice being doled out here. Justice, Kaleo, the invocable God, justice makes truth known in court, causes innocence to prevail. All right. So where you've been feeling a challenge, look for a directional reroute this week, coming in really strong for air and fire, like something gets balanced out for air and fire this week. The truth is known. What was trying to keep air and fire apart, it's not going to work. Okay, so there's something coming through in this regard. There is some suspect kind of advancement coming your way. You need to pay attention to your gut. Not all that glitters is gold. Not every opportunity coming your way is something worth exploring. Allow all the pieces of the puzzle to come in and trust your own internal guidance, and you won't make the wrong choice. As long as you remember what's true for you, you stay connected to your heart, but you don't lose your brain in the process. I'm thinking about that abundance card that came up here with the super awesome future cards. It has the yellow brick road there, and that reminds me of all of the qualities that each of those characters, and we had the home piece come in. You're going to find your home. There's no place like home. You're going to find your home, you're going to find the place where you belong. We have to remember that journey that those characters went on. There's a lot of fairy tale energy coming in. So, it's my fault. I called him fairy last week. So we're about to really go on a ride. Okay. It's about to get interesting, but we have to remember each of the the pieces, you know, in that story, the puzzle pieces, the characters that made up that story, and what was the missing piece they each needed in order to have their wish fulfillment. Okay, so we had Dorothy, who just wanted to find that place called home. She wanted to find where she belonged, you know, and maybe she strayed from home for a while and now she wants to find her way back, you know. You may feel like you lost your sense of home for a while, or you lost a person that felt like home to you, and now there's somebody coming back, you know. You have that reconnection. You may have always felt this place in your heart that you knew was reserved for somebody, but you just didn't know who that person was. Suddenly somebody comes in, they're your missing piece. They are a piece to your puzzle and what your future has to offer you. Okay, this coming in very strongly. It's also about feeling at home within yourself, being able to trust yourself, and knowing that your heart, your desires, your hopes for your future, that they are precious and they deserve to be protected. And you can't let those things slip away from you. So don't compromise yourself. Okay. And then there's the piece with the scarecrow. If you only had a brain, you know, so it's like, don't lose the wisdom, you know. Don't abandon your brain just because your loins are talking to you, just because you want to get it in, you know. Don't lose your awareness. Don't lose the wisdom that you gain from the experiences you've been through. And if somebody showed you who they are, like, don't forget that. Don't abandon your head in the heat of the moment, because you know you're wanting some, you're wanting some head. You know, this piece coming in, just be mindful, be mindful, right? And then you had the lion. Well, what did the lion need? The lion needed some courage. You know, you need to have the courage to stay on the track you're on, because we know you're heading in the right direction, all right? But it's going to require more of you than where you've been so far, all right? Anytime we open up to a new chapter in our life, there's a level up, and it requires us to step into the unknown. That can be a little scary. Sometimes you can talk yourself into holding on to things that have served their purpose when really you're meant to advance beyond that now. Okay, so you have to remember to have trust that you're being held, and you got spiritual support around you, and that you're being led in the right direction. You also have some loyal people around you too, who believe in you and they want the best for you. So you know who those people are, let them in. Okay, is where you're heading, you know. It leads to this amazing success, but you have to be aware, you know, along the way. What do you got? You know, you got the Wizard of Oz. You got the man. You got the man who wants all the power, wants all, you know, the goodies for himself. You know that there's somebody here that's greedy. You know there's somebody here that's selfish. You know there's somebody here that casts illusions, that is about smoke and mirrors, and it's up to you to really listen to your instincts to reveal who that person is. And it might not be the first person you think it is, because we have to remember, with the wicked witch, Elphaba, all she wanted what was rightfully hers. She wanted the ruby slippers because it was her legacy. It was her legacy. Okay? So maybe you've been vilified by somebody. Maybe there's been a witch hunt out for you. Maybe somebody has slandered your name. And maybe there's been this big web of illusion cast that's about to get totally dispelled. And people are going to understand that you've actually been, you know, in the right and how you've been moving all along. All right. Interesting piece there. Interesting piece there. Because, I mean, really, when it came down to it, the Wicked Witch, you know, she was just trying to get back her sister's shoes. I mean, her sister had a house fall on her and had her shoes ripped off of her dead body. Who's in the wrong? Okay. So really, it might not be the first person you think it is. You know, really open up your mind and be willing to let spirit help you suss this out, and trust your intuition. I feel like this is what's really coming in for the collective this week. It's about getting an opportunity to level up, you know, And anytime we're about to step into a meaningful chapter of our lives where we're heading towards our dreams and what we've been pouring a lot of our hearts and souls into, there's challenges, there's tests that come up along the way so we can really grow into um, that new position we're meant to fill. All right. So yeah, that's what I got. Pretty wild weekly weather report for the collective there. And I did want to just open up the floor for anybody that is moving through the Kapha Reset course who might have some questions or want to share their experiences. We're at our halfway point now. We're entering lesson 4 this week, which is all about beauty. It's about challenging our perceptions of beauty. It's about looking at beauty in a new way. It's about taking time to focus on the beautiful energies coming in, to let kind of all the negativity fall away, to not allow yourself to get pulled back into those old dynamics. Isn't it? I know the ginger rasa yana is so delicious. It's kind of like, it's very comforting. It feels like getting a big hug from the inside. I had my first dose today. It was so, so good. So yeah, I love doing that treatment. It feels so good. Oh, lovely, lovely. Yeah, it's so nice. It's like the best cold cream. It feels so good on the skin. I love that you made that for yourself. You're like all in. You've been really working with all the stuff that's been coming in. It's awesome. It's awesome. Yeah. That would be great to use this week because this week with beauty, it's all about, really giving yourself some time to just sink into the beauty that is present in your life and to be mindful of what you're allowing into your environment. Maybe spend some time kind of beautifying your environment. Maybe also looking at how you're spending your time and your energy. Does it cultivate more beauty in your life, or do you tend to find that you tend to focus more on the negative when you're around certain people or when you're engaged in certain activities? It's about really looking at all of these things, getting a different view of physical beauty too, appreciating yourself a little bit more, and taking some time to kind of pamper and luxuriate this week. So this is a really enjoyable week, and I hope you all really, really like it and get a lot out of it. Just allowing yourself to receive some pleasure this week and sinking into a little bit of pampering. I know I'm really looking forward to it. It's kind of nice to get to the other side of the cleansing and now just sort of like enter my normal flow. It feels really good. Feels really good. So anything else? Anything else before I sign off? I will be bringing in the next Spring Fever wildcard love read this evening. And I'm going to be bringing that in for, was it Cancer was up next, I think? I think it's Cancer that's up next. Whoever's up next, I'll be bringing it in. I'll have to look. I think it is Cancer. I think Cancer's up next. So I'll be bringing that in tonight. We'll be getting those coming out this week. Each day I'll be putting out at least one for the Spring Fever series because I want to really get that chipped away and get through that and get on to some other stuff for this month. So if there's no more questions, I think I'm going to kind of like sign off and settle in for a little bit, get ready to maybe do this next read, and wish you all a beautiful evening. Enjoy pampering yourself. Pay attention. Don't let anybody pull any sneaky shit with you, collective, okay? You got to keep your eyes on. There's some interesting energies in play this week, but I have a feeling you'll do just fine with this test.